Good morning. Here I am. Tarot with Susan. I'm just waking up today. Really late. I think I slept like 12 hours. Because again, I'm feeling burnout in life. But anyway, I jumped up immediately to do a tarot reading. I've had a little bit of a smoothie going here. So let's see what's going on for the Twin Flame journey, okay? Got to go to an art show and see Marini Goodyear, my friend, and she made this hat and I bought it, and some Christmas presents. That was really fun. Good to get out and see people. So what's going on for the Twin Flame Collective? Meaning, your twin flame's your mirror, so for both people. This is what's going on. So we're going to start with mentally, what the current mental feeling is. This is the Tattoo Tarot. The mental zone is looking at love in a new way, offering a cup to oneself to be freer in one's expression of love. Looking at love as though you haven't, had a chance to perfect it. Maybe not a lot of love relationships or not a lot of those type of situations that felt fulfilled or completed for you, and yet you're beginning to understand it to where it feels better. There's more healing there mentally to start in a new way with your ideas about love and what that's actually representing and how to come forward. Mentally, you also are feeling like the outcome is starting to feel like you're working on things that feel things are going to be balanced out. The truth will come forward. There's justice in this scenario for you in your love life now, mentally, because you understand the difference, and how to actually be yourself. You've done all this healing work in the relationship between you and your spirit. So the justice is in not repeating the outcomes of the karma, the failure, giving yourself a chance, maybe forgiving yourself and being compassionate with yourself to begin this love affair, a new love affair, in a way that mentally feels you've nailed the message. You nailed I'm trying to think of the word, the lesson. You've learned what you need to learn about love, and therefore you can come from a balanced, truthful, real place within yourself that you've never seen before in yourself. Okay. Oh, I didn't even realize this. In the mental sphere, you're seeing yourself having a love connection, a new pledge of love towards another, a brand new way of maybe forgiving each other, being grateful for each other, seeing eye to eye in this scenario, understanding truths that are coming in at lightning speed, being able to really see the other person, feel the other person, understand mentally where the other person's at. And because you're seeing it in a just way, you're the one offering, and that other person is offering this compassion, this understanding between both of you. At least in the mental sphere, that's what I'm seeing. Get this out of the way. Okay. So, but the physical environment is one of meditation, being alone, maybe even isolating or going within. And that could be winter, this period of time, feeling sort of isolated, alone, healing, carrying forth your truth, understanding your truth, reflecting on your truth, being with your own truth. That way you can come from a more social environment, that feels like yourself when you're with other people, because you've taken the time to go within, or a lot of people are feeling like they need to hibernate right now or go within and find their own truth. Physically in their own body, needing some rest, some recuperation, some downtime energy, feeling kind of heavy sometimes, maybe heavy to the earth, looking within for truths and understanding. And then also feeling physically like your fire, having 2 pages so far, Page of Cups, Page of Wands, feeling like your passion is, blooming, going forward, like you haven't mastered this passionate energy, your desires, and your physical needs yet with the other person, but you're starting to feel more connected physically, passionately, and your desires aren't overwhelming you. You get it. You've gone inside and you've looked at those physical. They're not ruling you. You're starting to have a little more control over it so that you can make wise choices and not end up in a place you don't want to be, because you're speaking your own truth in it. You know, you have justice here with your desires, your physical desires, and your love is starting to come from a place of knowing your true self. When you do have an offering from your significant other and vice versa, it's the page of pentacles. So you've got the page of cups, page of wands, page of pentacles. So this is definitely, you know, a newer love affair that you're offering to one another. So far in this reading, in just the mental and the physical, you've got 3 pages again. So you're offering a brand new approach for yourself. This has never happened before. Because of all the work you're doing in yourself, you're earning this new place, right? It may be a journey that you're not familiar with, that you haven't, you know, sometimes if you look at the suits when you get to these page, knight, cups, and the king. So when you get to those suits, sometimes it means you don't have as much control over it as it has over you, meaning it's working you, you know. I don't think that's what you would have asked for. Even if you get into the queen and the king, it doesn't always mean, I mean, it's a card of mastery, like you're learning when you get to the king and the queen, but there's also more of a risk in it because the universe is saying, be careful that you don't become so egotistical to think you know it all. And the page is more like, I really don't have, you know, much choice. I'm learning this. It's learning me, and I'm just beginning. I don't really have that much knowledge of it. Not that you're egotistical, but you're just new to it. Like, it's just feeling new. And same with money. Like, starting to realize if you were in a relationship, how would you deal with the relationship physically from a sharing place, but also from a place of building your home, building your ground, building your financial situation for yourself, maybe even how you're approaching your work life. Like, and because it's with the Hermit, it's kind of feeling fatiguing at this point, your work life and energy. And so when you come forward in a love affair, you need to know how to be balanced in your day-to-day physical reality, because you need to be able to be in a relationship where you can offer from a balanced place to one another. So we've got, again, mind and body, and then we're going to go into spirit here. So interestingly, you just kind of completed everything within your spirit. It feels like, you know, the female side, because this is a woman here, has, you know, the Ace of Pentacles. She's kind of starting over, but the Ace, if you see the Ace in a card deck, it can be 0 or 1 starting over, usually a 1 or an 11, right? An Ace can go either way. So an Ace is either like completion or the brand new beginning of the Pentacles. In this way, it's the spiritual realm of being complete within yourself and on a new journey with yourself in your own physical reality of your spirit. So like your spirit is brand new, mastery there. You've worked really hard at it to understand it from a spiritual place of completion and beginning. So you're right in that sweet spot spiritually. You've done a lot of work, you know, and you're not able to speak about it. It's covering her mouth. Like, it's something where you haven't spoke about it. And I recommend that in the twin flame journey, that you don't speak about it, because most people aren't going to understand what you're talking about. And even if you never end up in, you know, obviously you have the card of offering and that person understanding you mentally, you may not be in the physical space yet of a relationship, because this card isn't in the physical space, it's in the mental. You know, so she hasn't been able to speak of it yet spiritually to the other person. You know, he's kind of like in there doing the work without having that known to one another yet. But because they're kind of sacrificing their own understanding spiritually of themselves, like they have to start over. They have to sacrifice themselves in a way to begin again. And so this sacrifice might be considered your own sacrifice of yourself spiritually. Like, I will give this in order to have this. I will have gratitude for everything I've learned. I can start to see this in a new way. I can love you from a distance. I don't need to have you or my desires fulfilled, because it's right next to the page of the physical desires, because that was the physical desire. You know, I'm not necessarily looking to have my physical desires fulfilled. I can see that that's been part of the driving factor. But when that's the case, you know, when you're like really attracted to somebody in the beginning, sometimes that's karma there. Sometimes if there's sexual attraction right away, it kind of, you know, that's a good thing. We should be enjoying our bodies and healing our bodies and enjoying relationship with our bodies from a place of having sacrificed whatever got in the way of that before. Doubt, self-criticism, self-hatred, not knowing if you're good enough, feeling like you need to sacrifice all of that stuff so that you can really connect in a deeper, better way spiritually with your body. Okay. And then offering the new love in the new way. You got this Two of Cups here and the Ace of Pentacles. And then the love affair spiritually. You are the Fool. You haven't experienced any of this, so you're starting brand new. You don't know how to do it, and that's okay. That's the innocence of being the Fool. Of, you know, completely spiritually being unaware how this will play out. And that's a good sign, you know, not to have expectations. A lot of times when our ego chooses the person, we drive it forward egotistically and we lose every time. But if you're a Fool spiritually, you're on this brand new journey, you know, the outcome is not really, it's just more that you take action in your spirit towards this other person and try anything new that feels more, you know, you want to generate positive outcomes, so you want to generate positive feelings inside. I mean, not that it's not okay to be angry about it or hurt about it. You know, all emotions are valid. You know, experiencing all those spiritual feelings you're having inside, you know, brand new. Just seeing yourself clear, you know, not feeling like you have to hide anything. You know, she doesn't have to hide. She should open her eyes and see, you know, these desires there. Spiritually, in a new way. The sun is shining. So emotionally, it feels like so many fantasies. You know, you kind of have so many different ideas and wants emotionally, and some of those can be really distracting. You know, if you are looking at yourself for the most part and emotionally putting energy into yourself, you know, your creativity, what drives you, what you feel fulfilled doing. Am I happy doing this? Does it feel good? If not, maybe I shouldn't do it. You know, there's going to be repercussions if I don't concentrate on how I feel and what I'm doing. And if there's addictions or things that don't serve you emotionally, then don't waste your time, because you need to put all your energy into the cup that actually serves you the best, the first one or two emotions that are serving you. And that way your energy can be really clear to others. You know, your naivete or your feelings are clear. They're not heavy. You're not burdened. You've struck out karmically, emotionally. You're born again. You're innocent. You're strong in yourself emotionally. You have no fears. Everything is completely balanced and earned. And she's able to dance between the worlds of the third dimension, fifth dimension. You know, she's of this earth. She's here. She's of the earth, but she's also of the spirit. Because this is the emotional cards, you know, she gets to enjoy her body, she gets to enjoy the material and the spiritual, and she gets to go between those and feel really positive about her growth in these ways emotionally, because she finally has this balance. You know, it takes a lot of energy to do this balance, so maybe just having some faith emotionally that you can do all of this. You know, don't spend a lot of time doubting that you cannot. Seems like she's, you know, beautiful. She's really, really at a good place. So for the two in the union of the mind, body, spirit, and emotions, once that becomes accepted and acknowledged, then you'll have the Ten of Cups. So your home life will be sweet. You'll have a victory of feeling calm and at ease and connected and together on this journey, and feeling whole, feeling complete. The outcome is feeling like starting a new life together, starting a brand new, balanced, creative, familial, maybe your family life will feel good for once. Maybe your relationships will feel harmonious, that you have earned this right to celebrate, to feel good and positive. Maybe, even if it's just friends or roommates, just feeling like, oh, I finally made it. I finally have earned this right to be here. And then the outcome also will be the Nine of Wands upside down. Wait, this came in upside down. So no longer feeling fatigued. No longer feeling like you're hiding. You're coming out of hiding, you're not fatigued. The outcome after you do all this work is, finally feeling like you're not battered. You're not beat up. The wounds have been revealed. You've done the work, and you're feeling a lot better about yourself and about that other person and about everything else going on with work and friendships. You've kind of like nailed it. You're no longer feeling wounded and a victim and at the mercy of others. And also, so that was a card of Wands, or passion, feeling like your passions aren't ruling you. You're not being hurt by your passions. And this Nine of Swords came up upside down. So where you used to feel tied up and you couldn't move, and you had karma, you were working through Saturn and Jupiter karma. Jupiter is finally going to station direct, and feeling like you can make changes and movements again and make choices that fulfill you. And probably you've worked a lot on your anxiety. You're no longer not sleeping at night because you've cleared up all this energy. Instead of not being able to move, you can finally go forward. There's not as much pain anymore. So that was the outcome for both people. Being able to move freely without pain, without anxiety. So the future, I drew some cards for the future outcome too, rather than the present. What the feeling is for the future is reciprocity, giving and taking, realizing it's not as important to know who's the giver and who's the taker. Really, it's a process of giving and taking within yourself and with others. So whatever you're giving to yourself and receiving, like learning how to give and receive in a balanced way. It's like the inhale and the exhale needs to be balanced. You need to breathe. You need to be able to exhale and let go, as well as receive things and bring things in. So that needs to be balanced for yourself in order to give that to others. You kind of need to have your cups and your coins, like your emotions and your earthly goods, balanced in a way where you don't feel, resentful. You don't feel taken advantage of. You're not giving too much, Your giving and receiving are in balance and in harmony. And when you do that, you'll feel like your ability to be strong through it all is there. You've relied on your strength. You have that inner strength. You can take care of the lion. The lion is powerful. You're able to take care of your power better. You're able to not let it rule over you. You can rely on this strength when you need to, and it's going to be there forever to draw upon. But don't forget that you have it, and don't let that rule you. She is being able to tame it in a way that she can rely on it, but not let her take advantage of herself or others, her strength, her tenacity, her ferociousness inside that often scares others or scares, yourself, when you're able to really exist with evil, with karma, with good, with everything that comes in. You can accept it with gratitude and strength. And then the King of Wands, meaning don't let your fire overwhelm you. If you're the King of Wands, you have to be careful with your power. You can't let it eat you up. You can't let jealousy and feelings take over and run away and burn everything down. It's a balanced power when you're a king, when you're taking care of yourself and others. You have to be careful with that energy, with that power, with those desires. You need to own it and be it and master it in a way that is balanced, right? So that is a really good, positive reading, I feel, for the twins. For the ending of the year, for the ending of all the work you've been doing, it doesn't seem like a new journey. It seems like one that you've, done a lot of work on. I think this is a beautiful read. I think it's speaks volumes about the twin flame journey. If you've had any doubts in it lately, I think that you can put those aside. Even if, you've changed everything, absolutely everything. You've absolutely become a new person, inside and out. You've done the work. You can own that in a really good way. I'm just trying to feel out if there's any other cards I'd like to read today. So thank you for these messages, Spirit. Those are fantastic. Okay, I'm going to give one more card here. Let's see. One, maybe two. Yeah, I'm going to do two. So I'm going to use the medicine cards to figure out the power and the energy of the animal kingdom, taking care of ourselves, non-violence, being careful with your diet and what you're putting into your physical form, emotionally, mentally, what you're digesting, what you're building from this new place in the new year. Taking good care, lots of rest, lots of water, good food, owning it, owning your power. And I think we do that for the whole universe, for the whole world. We're on this journey. We're all here together experiencing this fantastic shift to the 5D, which is really lovely, full of light, full of beauty, a new way. So we've got alligator, let's read it positive. So alligator was one of the only creatures historically to survive. They have powerful jaws. They can hide. They can come out, and wrestle a lot of prey. But they're so archaic and so old. They're one of the only creatures that have survived. And they will survive. The world will survive. We will continue to be. The world will not cease. It will continue. And so we need to focus on how we can continue our lives, right? And we can roll over and over and over with our prey. We can continue to see it from different sides. And in fact, that gets a little exhausting at times. But then they often stash their win, their prize, their food, and they let it mature. And once it matures, they'll eat it, And so not feeling tired and overwhelmed with the journey, but learning from it, seeing it from different angles, but putting that down when you need to. Stashing your earnings, letting it develop so that it can be digested, with this power that you possess. And then I'm going to read an Osho card for you, a card of inner meditation. Something to focus on from a Buddhist, spiritual Zen sort of possibility that you can see things, for me, in your reality as being whole and healthy, but needing guidance from a teacher, from somebody beyond just yourself, not relying only on yourself, looking towards friends, looking towards your faith, looking towards a community to help you out during this time, not overdoing it, but completely surrendering to it the word I'm hearing is surrendering. From a spiritual place where you can have some faith. All things arise and pass away, but the awakened awake forever. Become aware and awake. Then you will see that everything comes and goes. All things come and pass. Life is a flux. Your consciousness is the only thing that is immovable and eternal. To attain freedom. To attain is the goal of life. But if you have missed your life, and you've missed a tremendous great gift or a great opportunity. So don't miss out on it. Don't miss out on this connection. So that was beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate being able to share with you to help myself and heal, and to help you heal and be on this journey, this mutual journey that we are all on. So, hope you have fun. Keep things balanced. Keep it real. Don't hurt yourself. Love others. Rising up into this healing journey. Okay. Until next time I see you, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks.